it hoggish. There's enough for all. No matter what you look like or what you are, if you're a living thing, you gotta eat.
Hey, Johnny, we've got a Liberty Act in town. A runaway. Oh, boy, hey, you had a ride there, didn't you, huh, fella? It's Vern Seeger's brand.
It looks like he either fell or tried to throw his saddle.
Or his rider.
Let's get him over to Vern's. Maybe he knows something about it.
Boy, is he gonna click heels when he sees the shape this old goat's in.
Now, look at that. Pop splint. Scruffed up coat, 2 shoes missing.
You say you sold that horse about a week ago?
Better than that. More like 2. Sold this fella the gear and everything, $50.
And he didn't give his name, huh?
Didn't ask. You lay out money, no need laying out your history.
Yeah?
Was a young fella, though. I like Cully. Not so tall. Had hair kind of sorrel-colored. Tell you one thing, though. This roan didn't high-hit him. Why, he was born gentle. He never shook it. I'll tell you.
Say, Cully.
I know. I'm about to take another trip through this beautiful country of ours, right?
Well, no, not the entire country. Just around the general area where that horse came from.
Why do I always get the saddle jockey jobs?
Well, they say it profits a man if he does what he does best.
Well, just don't expect to share the profits, huh? Come on, Tony, we're gonna take another trip.
Sack of sugar.
All right. Now, will there be anything else, Mr. Fro?
Bag of cornmeal. That's all we'll need now.
All right, I'll just add this up and put it on your bill. Thank you, Mr. Fro. See you again in a couple weeks. Hello, George. Sheriff. Can I see you inside a minute?
Well, sure. What's on your mind, George?
You know Lucas Frome, don't you? The fellow moved in here about 4 months ago.
Yeah, I've seen him around town a few times. Why?
Well, he just left. Comes in here about twice a month, stocks up. Always brings his wife. She's a mute. What I mean is she can't talk. Hears good, but she can't talk. Pretty thing, too. It's kind of sad.
What about him?
Well, every time he comes in my store, I see him keeping his eye on her. Like if he was to look away just once, she'd go...
Oh, George, you and I have known a lot of men that felt that way about their wives.
Yeah, that's true. But this time something else happened. She dropped a piece of paper right in that sack of grain, all folded up.
Was it a note?
Yeah.
What did it say?
I don't know. He grabbed it right off.
Didn't he say anything?
Uh-uh. All I know is when he left, he was less pleasant than usual, which ain't none.
Thanks, George, for telling me.
I just thought you ought to know. She's pretty young, and he's pretty old. And from all I can tell, they're just about as close together as their ages.
Johnny, guess what I found?
What?
My way back to town.
Any sign of the man who bought the horse from Vern?
Nope. Boy, I'm hungry.
You know, Cully, it's strange. First a horse wanders into town, then a man's wife comes in and tries to sneak another man a note.
Whose wife?
Lucas Frome. He bought the Jepson farm about 4 months ago.
Who'd you try to palm a note to?
George Haig. But Frome got a hold of it first.
You knot him one to the other?
There's nothing to tie the knot to.
Oh, yes, there is. We're going to tie a knot to a bib before my stomach heads for greener pastures.
Always thinking about your stomach.
Johnny? Cully?
Hello, Adam.
Say, Adam, what's on the menu at the hotel tonight?
What day is it?
Wednesday.
Roast beef. Johnny, what do you do with a man's personal property when he checks in and then just disappears, leaving it all behind?
What kind of property?
Well, it was just clothes and what all. It was money, too.
How long's he been gone?
As of this morning, 12 days.
What was his name?
Paul Connell. Well, that's what he signed in with, anyway. There weren't any papers in his valise.
Police? Then he must have come to town by stage.
Yeah, that's right. As a matter of fact, he asked me where he could rent or buy a horse, and I told him Seeger's.
Adam, was this fella young, about my height, reddish hair?
Yeah, that's right. Have you seen him?
Did you find anything in his belongings that could tell us any more about him?
No, not that I could find.
Well, did he tell you anything? What he's doing in town?
Yes, he did mention something about... At last he had found the right place. He had been looking for someone for a long time.
Well, thanks, Adam. Hold on to his property. Maybe we'll talk later.
I'll keep it safe.
I think I'll go over to the Frome place in the morning, Cully.
Think you found a hook for that knot?
Maybe it's just a coincidence, Cully, but this fella Connell's been missing nearly 2 weeks. And Haig said the Fromes get into town about every 2 weeks.
That's a coincidence.
Today, Frome's wife tried to slip Haig a note, and today's her first chance in nearly 2 weeks to let him know whatever she wanted him to know.
Sounds strange. Am I going with you?
No, it's better if he thinks this is a social visit.
Come on, let's go get some of that roast beef.
Ask it, Cora. Ask for my forgiveness. Ask it. What's the matter with you? The cat got your tongue? The devil's got it. That's why you can't speak. And he can't either, that friend of yours outside. It's your turn now, Cora. It's your turn to suffer. The way you and him made me suffer. You try this again. You'll lose more than your voice.
Howdy, Mr. Frome. I'm Sheriff Ringo. We never had a chance to meet, so I thought...
What do you want out here?
Well, like I
You
said...
didn't ride 8 miles to meet me. We could have met most any time. In town.
Yes, but you don't get into town that often.
Often enough.
Have it your way. Oh, hello, Mrs. Frome.
She don't speak.
Yes, I heard. I'm sorry.
Corey, you got chores to do. You best get at 'em. You hear me? Mount up, Sheriff. I ain't inviting you to stay.
Well, now, I'm not planning on staying, Mr. Frome. It's just that I thought maybe your wife might like to shake hands since she can't speak.
She's seen you, she's heard you. That'll have to do.
Oh, there's just one more thing, Mr. Frome. I'm looking for a man who disappeared a couple of weeks ago.
What's that to do with me?
Oh, nothing. I just thought that since my deputy found his horse wandering around a half a mile from here, you might have seen or heard something. Maybe a shot.
I heard no shot.
Yeah. Well, he's a young fella. Medium height, red hair.
No one looks like that's been seen around here.
Nice meeting you, Mr. Frome.
He let you bring me the food. Why? Is he watching you? He's planning something. What is it? What's he going to do? There's a reason why he took the dog inside. He's expecting someone. Someone he wants to trap.
Mrs. Frome.
I could kill you, couldn't I? Maybe it's better this way. Give you time to regret coming back.
Who have you got in there?
Someone serving out his penance.
Penance? For what?
For trying to run off with my wife. You got to keep him alive. So she'll be reminded every day of the wrong she did.
What makes you think you've got the right to punish him this way?
They tried to kill me. They only got me in the leg, but they tried to kill me. That gives me the right. I also got the right to kill a man I find prowling on my farm. I knew you'd be back. That deputy couldn't have found a horse a half mile away. I turned him loose 30 miles away. Looks like he's going to have a cellmate. Drop your gun to the ground. Your left hand.
Why didn't you holler out when I rode up?
He said he'd kill her if I ever yelled out. Save yourself the effort. There's no way out of here.
How hard have you tried?
He checks this place at least once a day. And he's got a big dog that howls even if I scratch my nose.
You sure picked the wrong man's wife to away with.
She's my sister.
She's your what?
She's my sister.
Why didn't he know that?
He doesn't even know who she is. He's out of his mind. He's a madman. call her by name?
Yeah, Cora.
Her name is Letty. There's a woman named Cora, all right. But he hasn't seen her for 10 years.
Well, who is she?
His first wife. She's the one who shot him and then ran away with some saddle tramp. His mind snapped. He thinks Letty is Cora.
Then he's reliving what happened 10 years ago.
I guess that's what you'd call it. He's insane.
How did your sister get mixed up with Rome in the first place?
You might say he bought her. Our family was poor. We had hardly enough to eat. I guess Pa thought marrying Letty off would make a better life for her.
Well, what did you think?
I was in California.
Well, your pa must have thought something was wrong when Frome called her Cora.
I guess he started that after they were married and gone. And Frome kept on the move. Pa started to worry when he never even got one letter from him. When I got back, he sent me looking for him. I got here, he turned on me. He started raving I was somebody else, that I was her lover. I saw what he'd done to Letty, that she'd lost her voice.
You mean she hasn't always been this way?
Have you seen her? She's terrified. Heaven knows what he's done to her.
Well, we'll get her out of this.
There's no way to. I've tried.
Get up. Get up.
I'm Sheriff Ringo's deputy.
Come to pay your respects, too?
I'm looking for the sheriff.
He's not here.
Well, you see, he said he was coming out here.
I said he's not here. Now get off my farm.
Well, then he was here, wasn't he?
He left hours ago.
And you would have been back in town hours ago.
That's not my concern. I'm not his keeper.
No, he doesn't need one. I don't know about some others, though.
They won't let us alone. First he came, then the others. How many more gonna follow? All these years I searched for you, Cora. They're not gonna meddle now. You know better than to try that. You tried it before, Cora. I ain't gonna give you the chance to shoot me again.
Now get the powder out of the shells while I work on the door. Who? My deputy.
Take him up, Cora. Now Take off your gun, Bert.
You said the sheriff left hours ago. Now his horse is over that hill, and most men won't walk when they can ride.
Get in the house. Get in the house. In the bedroom. Here, Cora. The day has come. I thought what it did, there'd be just the three of us. But now there are the others. Or maybe it had to happen this way. Maybe somebody else had to bring this day to us. It'll be over soon, Cora, all the suffering. It's too late, Cora!
I think he's coming this way. Does he have another gun in the house? How about my gun? Where'd he put it?
Ringo, watch out! He's got some dynamite!
Out of the bed, hurry! Cully, you all right? Come on, give me a hand.
He's dead.
I'm afraid he died 10 years ago, Cully.
Goodbye.
Have a good trip.
Thank you. Goodbye.
These things that happened, they'll haunt me the rest of my life.
Paul, you saw what a memory did to one man. You'll be a lot wiser if you do everything you can to help your sister forget all this. Then maybe she'll have a chance to remember something else.
What?
How to speak. Goodbye.
Ringo, Johnny Ringo, his fears were never shown. The fastest gun in all the West, the quickest ever known. Everywhere he traveled, trouble was all that he found. Face to face with a man set to prove that he could shoot Ringo down. Ringo, Johnny Ringo, his fears were never shown. The fastest gun in all the West, the quickest ever known.
it hoggish. There's enough for all. No matter what you look like or what you are, if you're a living thing, you gotta eat.
Hey, Johnny, we've got a Liberty Act in town. A runaway. Oh, boy, hey, you had a ride there, didn't you, huh, fella? It's Vern Seeger's brand.
It looks like he either fell or tried to throw his saddle.
Or his rider.
Let's get him over to Vern's. Maybe he knows something about it.
Boy, is he gonna click heels when he sees the shape this old goat's in.
Now look at that. Pop splint. Scruffed up coat, 2 shoes missing.
You say you sold that horse about a week ago?
Better than that. More like 2. Sold this fella the gear.